I have this speaker. I like this speaker. I don't like that I can't hang it on anything. So we're going to fix that. Let's go. Whenever I'm taking something apart, I always like to imagine how it was put back together or how it was assembled. And that usually does a really good job at helping me take it apart. Also, when you're going to be repurposing something, take into account how the original manufacturer positioned everything in there. Decide whether it's something that was intentional or just for design. Or if you know enough about what's going on, you can understand where the manufacturer was coming from with their design decisions. This is probably one of the hardest steps for people to start. Make a plan. It doesn't have to be the plan you do. But taking this time to really look at all the components that you're going to be working with allows you to see all the opportunities of how to use it. Also, it allows you to avoid some pitfalls. I found out that the magnet in this kept attracting to the battery if it was moved any closer than where their manufacturer originally had it. So that spacing of, I believe it was 12 millimeters from the battery was an important factor, or I believe it was an important factor that the manufacturers took into account. Also, positioning of the ports. So if we were to design this with the ports pointing down and insert the board, there's no way to assemble it now without disassembling it. It also helps you when you come back later, or if you got distracted, like the dogs needed to go on a walk. You have an emergency laundry run that you need to change out. I did actually get this designed right on the first try. This is just its fitment. Unfortunately, all the audio from this was ruined. I did have my speaker on, but if you can hear it in the background. I did not realize that was going on. I had my headset on. So I did decide that we're going to have to extend the wires on everything just to make movement easier. So here I am trimming them. We're going to pre-tin all of the connections, trim up the wires. We're going to use a high-grade silicone wire for the transfer. Oh, I know if there's any impedance or any problem. I know it's not the wire that I added, it's whatever was in the system already. I know that they make things to do this. The thing to do that, to hold those, is about 2 feet to my left. But instead of grabbing it, I just do it that way. Probably like a lot of other people. Unfortunately for the speaker, I didn't have any pure copper wire. So to maintain fidelity of the audio, if you want to say, I would have to find copper core wire and rebuild the connection with no solder joints. I know that some of the audio quality issues in the end product are due to this part. I'm gonna have to make another one anyway, so I'll need to see if I have any copper core wire and the correct terminals to create the proper connection point. Again, make it safe. I always like to think of it like this. If I were to come back in on my own work and I saw that not heat shrinked, I'd have been mad at whoever did that. I try to get as good of a connection on speakers as I can. It's always a fine line. The amount of heat that you put into it can cause other problems with the connectors, so you gotta be hot and fast. The wires on this are a little bit long, but I was unsure. To hold the speaker, I just extended the bottom of the housing. When I was designing it, I kind of didn't take that into account until after the fact, and it turned out to be basically the correct size that I was already working with. Now, I will be redesigning it to account for like the wire pass through and make this a slip fit. I want to play with the design and actually like have the physical product in hand before I make any more design decisions. As you can see on the desk, I have a shorter one. I had printed it out expecting to have to interface the two pieces, but I just got rid of it and made this housing with a cap on the end that just holds it in place. It's a two-piece design. Everything gets held in place. I need to also probably make some better way to hold the board in place from sliding. That went through 3 or 4 different renditions to get it to slide in and fit. The circular part I got to fit. It was just the retention part of that piece. On the next one, I plan on not needing to use the buttons like this. I'd like to work in a compliant mechanism of some kind. I'm going to remove the ability to be water resistant, but I just think the buttons will work overall better. I may also make another piece that snaps on top of it, like screws on top for the compliant mechanism. I haven't worked it all the way out. Like everything, it's a work in progress. This is something that I've used in the past before when just, if you needed to get it back up and running. They make the thinner 3M stuff that this product was originally held on with. I just don't have any on hand right now. It's one of those, if you need it, you need it, and I haven't needed it in a long time. So just some regular double-sided tape will work for now. It's not great, it's not waterproof, but it does work. It gets you a good idea of what the product's going to look like, and it's not permanent in this case. Well, if you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for sitting it out. I'm going to make you watch me clean my desk, because I had to watch me clean my desk. This is what it looks like. Me from the future. Love the design. I've been playing with it for a few days. The pendant system works. The bottom is printed in a 0.8. I like the two-tone. This is stayed on. It's not watertight because that piece fell off, but it probably would have stayed watertight if it stayed on. Or water resistant. How about that? It's water resistant. This is stayed on. Works great. Pairs well. The audio is a little bit washed out. I have some solutions for that. We're going to open up a channel on this side for air or some type of air pass through between the bottom section and the upper section, and then allow also for the wires to pass through better. And then the piece that we took off that was that rubber diaphragm, we'll figure out how to put that on this end. And that should make this pretty much the best mobile, portable, pendant, lanyard speaker that you can use outside or on you that I've ever seen, because I've never seen one. So, but y'all have a good day.